Well, it finally happened. I haven't been exercising that much and haven't seen much progress. And also I haven't been eating. So unsurprisingly, turns out we need only eat, lose weight. That's actually crazy. Why didn't anyone tell me that? So hopefully the rare opportunity to get advice specifically from someone that knows what they're doing will kind of kick me back into gear.
I've never seen this channel before. Luck of the algorithm, I suppose, or maybe it was a sign from the heavens that I am supposed to react to it, and so I will. But this video is from a channel called GoHerping.
Correct pronunciation. Let's flipping go. I already love this guy.
1 year of weightlifting, but still no gains, because it looks like our boy here is in novice purgatory. You're constantly working and clawing your way to try to escape it, and if you pay your penance and suffer enough, you can get out of novice purgatory, even though most lifters never do, because they simply never find the proper information and or they don't apply it well.
I have hope. We have hope, everyone.
You can see in this picture here, I don't know how—
Okay, wait, is my body gonna get critiqued? This is gonna be awkward.
I would be shocked if he weighs any more than 150 pounds. That's probably being generous. He might even be lower than that.
Yeah, that's actually very generous.
If he's on the shorter side.
And honestly, I could look like him someday because we already have pretty much the same hair. Step 1 complete. Step 2 is just get huge.
I've been at this for a while now, and I don't look that different. I kind of had different expectations. But for some reason, I still haven't given up and sold all my stuff yet. On weeks I fulfill all the realistic expectations I set for myself, I end up walking around the grocery store that weekend feeling like this.
Man, these Giga Chad memes are something else, aren't they?
All the while, I still look like this.
Oh, he's working for Amazon, working for Domino's. Seems like an honest young man making a living. Love to see it.
I guess
That's not me. Do I look that? Do I look similar enough to this man that he thought that I worked at Domino's? I do work at Amazon though.
He's up here cleaning the gutters. I'll tell you what, man. The overall work ethic is really missing from a lot of youth today.
I'm just cleaning, I mean, thanks, I'm just cleaning my gutters.
I don't know about you guys, but I was cutting the grass at like 9 years old. I was always doing chores. I had a list every single day. That can get pushed overboard by the parents, obviously, but a lot of people out here are dangerously lazy.
It's kind of funny coming and posting this after some of the recent videos I've been posting.
I've even been sleeping less. And that might sound bad on the surface, but I'm a huge oversleeper and can easily knock out 10 to 12 hours per night.
10 to 12 hours, geez. People talk about getting 8 hours being optimal. Man, some nights, even if I get to bed at a good time, if I hit just 7, my body will kind of naturally wake up.
Yeah, it was like the 7.5-ish hour mark where my body just started waking up. Like, I don't use alarms pretty much any time. But yeah, I was sleeping 10 to 12 hours without an alarm. And then way before this, like 2, 3, 4 years ago, I could sleep 14 to 16 hours and I just wouldn't wake up. So it's better now. I've pretty much cut that in half.
And honestly, I can miss 1 or 2 sessions without feeling that different. It's just when I really start to slack and miss 3, 4, or even 5 sessions back to back that the receding kind of starts.
I talk to a lot of guys who say that if they miss 1 single session, pretty much their entire day is ruined. In really bad cases, you might have like a mental health spiral that day. You're just frantically like, oh my God, my gym closed. Oh my God, I'm sick. I can't go to the gym, or I'm injured, right? Life is gonna happen, guys. Things are gonna get in the way. If you miss a training session here and there, it's far from the end of the world. But in the same token, if that becomes a habit, especially guys love to do this, they do push-pull legs, brah. I wonder if he does push-pull legs, but they will almost always skip the second leg day of the week. But as I've talked about, a lot of—
Is that true? That's kind of how I started missing. I mean, when's the last time I really put in a good session? Like 2.5 weeks ago, probably. It's like, it's been bad. It's always when I'm like, okay, I should do something lower body related, or I'm just like, also I could just not, and then I don't.
You guys mentally need to accept that you don't have to live in the gym. I talk to guys all the time and they tell me how they're doing 6-7 days a week, and I say, listen man, you don't need to do more than 4 realistically. Even 3 is gonna be fine if you have a properly programmed routine. And they'll say the same thing over and over. It's, but bro, I feel guilty if I'm not in the gym. And it's like, guilty. They see it as like a flaw. Like, I could be at the gym right now, but I'm not. You're gonna grow whenever you're not training. That's when the actual growth is occurring. Nah, man, there's plenty of other things to do. You could do like he's doing, get work done around the house. You could work on another hobby, or start up a little business, go date your girl. I mean, whatever you're gonna do, bro, But this notion
He's like, he talks, I've actually never seen his videos either. He talks so angrily. Like, if I didn't speak English, I would think that he's just absolutely ripping this poor small 150-pound man to shreds. But no, he's saying like nice, good things.
these young guys have, a lot of them who are entrenched in gym culture, that they just have to be in the gym all the time. First of all, you don't. Second of all, that's not healthy mentally. And third of all, you're probably costing yourself gains because you're too fatigued. I mean, that's a pretty bad trifecta.
Recently, I might do a video about it, but I decided to try car camping, like urban car camping for a couple weeks. And to take showers, I got a Planet Fitness subscription, or like a membership. I ended up getting bored on the trip. So I was like, well, I have a Planet Fitness membership. So I just started going to Planet Fitness every day and exercising. And I started feeling incredibly sore because I wasn't doing it out of guilt, but it was just out of boredom. I didn't have anything else planned. And I was like, well, back to Planet Fitness to pick up and pull random devices.
Contrary to the belief that my monotonous demeanor means I feel no emotion,
I hear you, bro.
I do get sad and angry and scared. I honestly appreciate that I can feel sad.
What, has he got chickens in the back? I'd like to get one of those at some point, like have my own animals. I'm a city boy. By default, I'm not a farm boy. I'd have a lot to learn.
And to fix this sad version of sadness, I do this a bunch of times and feel not that sad anymore.
You guys are probably...
It was a sped up. I should have done slow, like normal speed shots so I could see what he was gonna say about my squat.
Seen those memes like, why do you go to the gym so much? So I don't off myself? That's only half joking.
Being self-conscious about your body is probably just about the most human experience ever. I first started feeling it around when I hit puberty, as classmates and early viewers on YouTube began to point out just how bony I was. Even in pools or at beaches, I would do what I could to stay mostly covered. It just made me more comfortable, and letting myself be seen shirtless anywhere was kind of rare for about a decade.
The body dysmorphia out here, and consequently there are eating disorders too that go with this. We commonly think of these things as only for girls. Plenty of young guys are in the same boat now, and social media, of course, has really exacerbated that.
And I'm still plenty bony today, but this simple confidence boost through lifting, even before seeing the kind of transformation I imagined, has helped me actually start to appreciate seeing myself and my spindly appendages. So after about 9 months of lifting now, there's still not that much weight on my bar relative to others. I do want to continue exceeding my current physical abilities and see those numbers increase, but it's not to say I'm missing out on physical payoff.
That is good. That is a very healthy mindset.
There has been a substantial decrease in the daily physical discomfort that I often didn't even realize I was experiencing.
Well, yeah, especially you do work like this, man. Oh yeah, getting in the gym is going to make this not only easier in the moment, but the recovery aspect too is not going to be as taxing. But in reality, your back is hurting so much because it's weak. And you're not going to improve that weakness if you're not going to get better at weightlifting. I mean, weight training is the most surefire, most progressively trackable form of strengthening not only the low back, but any area of the body that we have. Now, I'm not a doctor. Always listen to your doctor. I'm just a gym bro. Have to give that precursor here.
It's so interesting. Like, once I realized I want to get physically stronger, I started watching content and stuff. But it would have been cool if this kind of information was just pumped into me, I don't know, even just a decade ago when I was like 14, 15, whatever. Because it's so simple. It makes so much sense. Yeah, you hurt when you're weak. And I was like, well, normally when you hurt, you want to rest and go easy on yourself. But no, it's kind of the opposite. Like, I don't want to injure myself, but hurt less by working harder. So yeah, at first it just didn't make logical sense to me. It's like, how would working my muscle harder make it hurt less? It's just gonna make it hurt more. But no, it's gonna train it. That's what training is. I just didn't pick up on that at all.
I was deadlifting 65 pounds.
Oh, 65 pounds.
And I did so for about 2.
Yeah, and I even knew at the time it was like so little. And this was when I actually had a trainer at a gym. He wasn't like a personal trainer, but he was just, anyone that's in the gym, he was there to help you out. And every single time I started putting more weight on the bar, he was like, you gotta take weight off because you're not lifting properly. And I was like, okay. And I would listen and I would take weight off, but it would just be like these measly little, teeny tiny, little 10-pound, I don't even know if they're called plates, if they're 10 pounds, but yeah. But I was like, well, I gotta start somewhere. I gotta listen to the guy that's telling me what to do.
Now this is about half of what your average beginner male should be deadlifting. Now I use the word should very loosely, since comparing yourself to others isn't necessarily all that valuable when it comes to lifting weights. However, it does help add context to this video, being that I'm pretty weak. But as of today, and after months of effort, I do the same 3 sets of 6 deadlifts each, but now with 855 pounds.
Now, he could obviously be doing more. It seems like he has some prior health issues that get in the way of things.
But what brings me even more...
What? Can I do more? I don't know of any health issues. Wait, what does that mean? Either he's underestimating how weak I am or I'm underestimating how strong I am. Because 150 something pounds still feels like a lot.
Shoulder pain is basically just a thing of my past now.
See?
Walking never made walking less painful for me. Instead, it was dedicating a specific hour of my week, every week, just to strengthen my traps was the solution that worked for me personally. And it's just crazy to me that progressively overloading one muscle group with just a few basic tools led to actual, real-world quality of life improvement. Like, imagine how much money I would have dished out for a pill to just fix this problem. And yeah, there's like painkillers and stuff, but nothing I ever tried was strong enough to cover it up.
Very good point, and that's a whole nother aspect of this too. You get people on medication, and you can keep them more dependent on that whenever the solution could be 20 minutes away in the gym, or even in your own home gym if you want to build one of those.
I kind of thought he would like disagree with me more. Ideally, reaction videos are like kind of a, you know, like rage baity and hateful, but this is kind of nice. He kind of is just agreeing.
And I think my balance had improved as well.
He improved his balance without a Bosu ball?
I used to fall off my one wheel about once per ride.
He looks like he's been through so much. Like, he looks like he's been through 5,000 internet arguments over like basic things. He's being so polite and so positive, but he just seems so done with people, and I don't know what they did to. What did you do to this man?
A trainer was teaching me the overhead press at the gym, and while my muscles were hanging on for dear life, my wrists were already just totally dead. It was less like soreness and more like someone had beaten them with a mallet.
Yeah, it's very common. A lot of the time, something as simple as just gripping weights and doing basic movement patterns for somebody that is untrained, especially in a case like this. I would assume this guy doesn't have much prior athletic experience. I could be wrong. At least nothing really formal or high-end. But you get somebody that is underweight, and if they've been like that for a lot of their life or previous medical issues, I mean, they could have underdeveloped cartilage and tendons and joints too.
Yeah, I guess that's what it was. When I thought of weight training, it's like, oh, I'm going to make my muscles stronger, and stronger muscles means stronger body, but there's a lot more aspects to my body. Like he said, tendons and even just my nerves themselves. My nerves were pretty, I don't know if this is the right word. It felt like my nerves were tight. So like just generally doing movements that involved stretching, it would cause a bunch of like tingling, like say in my legs. Even just bending over to pick something up heavy, it could make my hamstrings tingle. And it turns out I don't think that was my muscle. It was more like my nervous system. There's so much more to it than muscles, which I was very surprised by.
Your joint pain and tendon pain can also be worse based on your current diet. If you're eating a lot of processed food, stuff that is very inflammatory, there's certain things that affect certain people. Maybe you have a bad reaction to dairy or gluten or some other thing. That can also make the pain worse than it needs to be.
I actually did not know that at all. 60% of my diet is probably processed food. I don't know what does inflammatory mean. Oh, causing inflammation. Okay, that's literally all it is, something that causes inflammation. How do I find out if foods I'm eating cause inflammation?
So if you're in that situation now where it's like, I'm doing everything right, but I just have this pain that won't go away, and if your form is taken care of, I would consider looking into your diet.
I started exercising, and then I Pikachu face when I discover exercise made me stronger. But I just kept surprising myself, from carrying all my groceries inside in one go to rearranging my...
Wait, did he have that? I was gonna say, there was another graphic that I was like, I don't remember putting that graphic in the video, but I think he might have put the graphic in.
My furniture. I was just like, okay, someone 100% turned down the gravity since I last moved this couch.
That's an interesting way of putting it, but yeah.
This is way too easy.
So it sounds like this guy had a good trainer, pretty knowledgeable. I don't know if he's still with the guy, but it's always good to know that there are still reputable, knowledgeable trainers out there, because if you're in the general commercial gym scene, it is complete hit or miss. I used to work at a commercial gym as a trainer in addition to managing that gym. The thing is, man, for every one knowledgeable good trainer you run into, there's going to be 4 or 5 that are completely clueless. They just memorized enough information and passed the test. The certifications mean nothing, by the way. They're just a means for the gym to say, oh, well, he's certified. If he messes somebody up, it's not our fault. Some of you may have experienced this too. A lot of general trainers are useless. You're basically paying them to count. They put you on a machine and they say, good, all right, give me all you got. They just shout these empty platitudes out, but they don't actually teach you anything.
I guess I just got really lucky because I didn't really think anything of it. I was like, yeah, he's a trainer. I guess he'll tell me what to do properly. He wasn't even a personal trainer and I wasn't paying him directly. It also wasn't even actually a gym. It was a rock climbing gym. Some of the facilities there do have a very tiny gym. And this one, for example, had a dedicated trainer who you could just go to and get help from. So everyone seemed to like him there. Even just within the reviews of the gym, I see people mentioning his name. But I'm surprised that I got lucky with a trainer when it wasn't even a weightlifting place, and I wasn't actually paying him directly. It was just free classes.
Oh, he's on that Suic diet. We got 5 guys and a kitty cat.
But so far this spring, the only thing that stops me is my inability to see from the sun setting. Fitness content on YouTube often talks about visible versus usable muscle.
Uh-oh. It sounds like he's getting very close to saying the F word.
The F word. He's about to say it. I don't know what it is. Visible versus usable muscle. I'm gonna say the F word. I don't know what it is.
Functional.
Now,
functional.
And my understanding is that there are ways to specifically target one or the other to match your personal goals. But also, it seems relatively hard to achieve usable muscle without seeing at least some visible muscle and vice versa.
That's right. Size and strength are highly correlated. I try to tell y'all so many times, I train for hypertrophy, not strength. How do you get bigger muscles?
What are you doing to Revival Fitness? He seems so pissed off at his entire audience. I totally feel like I can relate in a sense when my channel was much more niche on a specific thing, and it was specifically about helping people with their animals in my case. And it was just every day, I couldn't stop leaking my frustration into every single piece of content I make. And I'm like, God, I fucking hate all of you because I was just getting swarmed. In his case, he's getting swarmed with things about, I guess, like training for hypertrophy. He probably sees the same questions about training 50 times a day. It's just funny coming in as an outsider. I'm like, what did I do? Why are you so angry?
What does progressively overloading mean? It means getting stronger in any rep range, any exercise, whatever you're doing. It's very simple, guys.
I hear people struggling with their weight and their health in general often say they feel trapped inside their body. But I am my body. I want to continue improving my quality of life and in a way that's maintainable as I age.
Oh, okay. He had nothing to say about that. That was one of the big talking points in the comments, and people actually messaged me about it. They hated that I used the sentence, I am my body. They're like, no, you're not. You're your spirit. You're your soul. You're more than your body. Maybe that's true. The only thing I can know for sure is that right now I'm my body and I'm nothing else. Some people are like, at the very least, you are your mind and not your body, but my mind is in my brain and my brain's in my body. So I'm doing what he's doing. Wait, because he's like getting pissed off at people that aren't even in this video. And now I'm giving a rebuttal to people that aren't even reacting to the video, and he's just like on my screen just because he happens to be. We're both just addressing our own audiences and not actually addressing each other.
My guess would be that it's the combination of my less than ideal diet, inconsistency during a few of the months that I have been exercising, or simply me having unrealistic expectations. Maybe muscle growth is just slower than I imagined.
It is slower than what a lot of people have come to expect, thanks to the fitness influencer craze and all these people lying about their situation. That said, he could have more results within this time frame.
That's why I'm always like mentioning hybrid calisthenics. He's been my favorite channel. He just feels the most genuine of any fitness related influencer that I've discovered so far, but I just can't mention him enough because I feel like he's just like the one pure person. I'm sure there's more, but he's the one where it's like I can always go back to in like this absolute cluttered mess of fitness content. And it's like, all right, I feel chill here. I feel like I can do it versus like people that are super aggressive, super crazy all over, maximizing as much muscle growth as possible.
So it looks like he's not going to go over the training program and the eating and everything. He might not even really be into that, like tracking macros and everything. I mean, I know guys in the hardcore obsessed fitness scene that we're in over here. What are your macros, bro? What are your calories? What program? What volume per week? All this stuff. The average person does not care about that, and they don't really want to. All right, they just want to have some outlet, some method to where they can reliably improve their physical health. Like he mentioned too, the mental health is part of it. I would be interested to see what he could do if he really buttons things up. But I'll tell you what, if he doesn't want to, I don't blame him at all, because then you end up on this side of YouTube and you just dive deeper and deeper into the body dysmorphic aesthetic bra culture and bodybuilding. So
I will say he's not selling me on getting more into the fitness content side of things. My program, generally, when I actually keep up with it, is 3 times a week. I go over to my little at-home squat rack, or I go outside or to a local like calisthenics park. I dedicate in about an hour, sometimes more depending, sometimes less if it's something like super rigorous, to doing something physically straining on a part of my body that's recovered at the moment. If I say had been just biking recreationally a bunch and my legs are kind of sore, the next time I do a session, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do, I don't know, my back or my arms, and I pick something. Sometimes it's literally just a bunch of push-ups, but other times it's more progressive calisthenics, and then other times it's something under the bar. Other times it's just me going to the gym. So I don't have like an arms day and a leg day and a back day and a, I don't know what the other ones are. I just do stuff that's physical and that's fun, and then rest, and then do it again a couple days later. Food-wise, I have tracked my food. I'm not currently doing it. I kind of track it every so often to kind of audit myself and be like, have I been keeping up? And the answer is 100% of the time, no, I haven't been. So then I'll track it for a bit. I get myself up to those calories and then I fall behind again. So it's a constant cycle of eating more and then eating less and then eating more and then eating less. But yeah, a lot of people, even a lot of you viewing, have offered to like set up plans for me and stuff. And I think I should try doing one, but I haven't. Why haven't I? I don't know. I guess because I don't feel like it, but I should. Should I? I don't know. I probably should. This is what I do every day. I'm like, I should probably do it. And then I don't.
So I don't blame anybody that doesn't want to step too far into this, because a lot of people, first of all, can't handle it mentally. And second of all, there's not much to be gained, really.
He's not selling me at all. He's making weightlift culture just sound horrible. Okay, so he agreed with me, which I actually, it's very exciting to hear that he agreed with a lot of the stuff I said. Like so far, what critiques can I take away from this? Being consistent, I actually have to exercise, that is one. And diet, I guess. I guess diet is probably the big one.
Maybe he could watch a 2-hour natty or not video while he does the yard work. So not to be biased, except I totally am, I would like to see this guy run one of my programs. And I don't know if he would be into nutrition consultations and that type of thing, but even just running the program itself, I'd like to see the results he can get on a consistent routine for a long-term basis. He mentioned he kind of goes in and out with the consistency aspect, as do most general people when it comes to working out. But I'd be interested to see what this guy could really do if he honed in more and really focused, even just for an extra year, and then have the comparisons back and forth, see how strong he can get, see how much his physique can change. So bro, if you're watching this, you could hit me up. If not, good luck anyway. I like your outlook. You don't seem to be too obsessed with this.
Okay, that's cool. He actually extended a hand for me. I was gonna say, maybe I should just buy his courses and see what they're like. I've never paid for anything fitness-wise. Honestly, I'll be honest. He's been honest, I'll be honest. My current opinion is spending any money on a fitness course is stupid because there's free internet content. It's like, who subscribes to OnlyFans? You can just Google boobs and you see boobs.
That's one thing I will say to him and anybody else. If you're not totally entrenched in the hardcore fitness scene, just be careful with the content you see, because it is a deep sea of endless lying and charlatans. It's like any other industry, you have to just watch out for all these potential landmines as you navigate it. But they're always taking advantage of impressionable people and people that don't have much experience, because you don't know better and you can't really notice the BS right when you see it. Made a lot of mistakes. I'm a learn the hard way type of guy myself. I've told you guys that I spent almost the first 3 years of my gym journey. I was making progress, but it was nowhere near the speed that it could have been, because I tend to be stubborn, as do most young men especially, and you think you're just going to figure it out. And you see the charlatans and you're like, oh, well, he did this magic thing. You try that, doesn't work. You try the next magic thing, it doesn't work. And you do that over and over until eventually you wake up and escape. I call it the fitness industry trap.
I will say, especially when I was younger, but still today, I'm generally stubborn, and I generally just am like, all right, I'm gonna figure this out, not just fitness-wise, but anything, I'm just figure it out myself. I have experienced this a little bit because I've been posting these videos about trying to get stronger. Some people have been upset because I haven't been responding to you specifically, who reached out and offered, like directed towards me. They're like, I literally just want to help you. Why are you not responding? Why are you not taking my advice? It's because there's so many people giving me different types of advice. It's really nice getting the advice, but a lot of you are saying polar opposite things from one another. A lot of you are recommending things that are straight up illegal or seem very scary. Not like literally not just steroids, but like actual drugs that I've never heard of that aren't just like testosterone. They're trying to get me to like either buy them or seek them out. And then even as simple as the routines that I should be doing. I've just barely gotten into fitness stuff and I've been getting pulled in the direction of calisthenics and weight training. I feel like I can do both. There's a few channels, I forgot his name. I'll show it because I love his channel. I think he collabed with Movement by David, but he's incredibly strong, can do crazy calisthenics, but he also does weight training. And then there's a lot of calisthenics creators that only do calisthenics, aside from maybe some leg day stuff, say with like squats. So yeah, that's like an innocent example of like people that are trying to get me to just do one or the other, like ditch calisthenics. Calisthenics is stupid, just get under the bar. And then people that are like, you don't need any equipment. It's such a waste, just do calisthenics. My favorite thing pretty much ever is engaging with viewers. Like I spend so much time just talking to a bunch of you, but it's been harder than I expected to navigate even just, and these are like actually, like I go to their accounts or their pages and they send me pictures and proof that they know what they're doing and that they've helped people and that they're strong, but I'm like, I don't know. I'm just here to have a good time.
But this is an interesting perspective. It's something that you rarely see in general fitness content because it's not glamorous at all. And I resonate with it because I have trained so many people in my life, way more similar situations to his right here than you see online with all the influencers.
I'm very glad that he was able to see the positive side of it, because my intention with this video was completely to be positive. Like it was just all the good things. And that was pretty much true. I kind of only saw good results, even if it wasn't the results that myself or other people expected. That being I get huge and buff, because so many of the majority of the people that watched my video, probably 90%, were just saying that this is why it's not working. And I was kind of annoyed. I was like, what do you mean not working? It is working. Look at all these benefits. It working, is it improving my life? And I guess a lot of these viewers were doing what he is saying, of like, kind of trying to pull me into the super specific, aggressive grind culture of get in the gym 8 days a week and follow this every move. And I'm still not against trying it.
So this was in a way a breath of fresh air. Granted, he was outside for almost the entire video, so that definitely helps. You know, whenever people say online,
why do people say I have a stale, like monotonous sense of humor? Look at compared to him, I'm like the most emotional person on the planet.
You know, whenever people say online, touch grass, well, they can't say that to him at least.
Well, that was such a nice video. Actually, let's read the comments. Maybe he was really nice to me. Maybe his comments, oh my God, all of those tags. I don't think he's eating enough and probably burning a ton of calories. Very accurate. Oh, he seems like a nice young man. Expected to see a big roast. Ended up with one of the most wholesome videos of how lifting improves. Okay, well, that's positive. Can we find a mean comment? I assume he eats as desired, which is simply insufficient. Sadly, I eat more than I desire. Yeah, even pushing myself, it's rough. Diet is definitely my bottleneck currently. I'd be curious to see what he has to say about my diet, actually. I will never say I have bad genetics ever again after watching this video. So I actually said in the video that I have very good genetics, and I mean that from a health perspective. Like I'm not predisposed to really any illnesses. And also literally, like my muscles work, my legs work, my arms work, I breathe fine, my heart works. So I guess, so when I think of having good genetics, I think about being a functional person. I guess in the context of fitness, having good genetics is like easily building muscle. Also, he engages a ton with his audience, which I feel like is a rare trait in YouTubers nowadays. So I can't really find anything negative. His audience seems like very nice folk. This comment says he needs to test his testosterone. Apparently I can use code revival25 to test my testosterone. I guess I didn't mention in this video. My testosterone, oh, he says he has an affiliate to check your male hormones. Deserves no gains with a channel name like that. GoHerping? What the flip is that? He said, I think it has something to do with animals. No, I'm not changing my channel name. I love the reactions I get to my channel name. Nobody knows what it means anymore. It's so great. Well, that was really cool. Am I motivated to go exercise? Not really, I kind of still don't feel like it, but I'm going to. And usually once I do get back into it, it usually just takes one session of like a more aggressively really putting my all into it, maybe going to failure a little bit. I don't really ever go to failure. And then from there, I just kind of keep it going. So thank you, Revival Fitness, for your kind words. That was nice. I have some more videos planned, Herping wise, so hopefully you'll stick around and see that, but that'll be it. I'll link this in the description. I'm Alex, and thanks for watching.